too have known the train yards at night. I'm sorry. Okay.
Ron Black.
Okay, ready?
Wait a minute.
I too have known the train yards at night. Known the cold mountains of steel sleeping on the tracks like wino engineers. Known the light piercing darkness in neon mumbles. Known the thrill of meeting a clandestine lover in this secretive cave. Yes, I too have known these train yards at night. Known the arrowful of awe registered at metallic splendor when the trains began to move. The 50 years frozen my grandfather spent here, building up severance pay, seniority and indifference to himself, holding down food, drink, and the dirt of his existence with an effort. Choosing bread for the table over breath for the soul. Milk for the children over honey for the spirit. Yes, I too have known these train yards at night, but I will never know them as my grandfather does.
Cut. Hey! All right.
Good.
Oh.
I too have known the train yards at night, known the cold mountains of steel sleeping on tracks like wino engineers, the light piercing darkness in neon mumbles, the eerie bull making his rounds with a flashlight in one hand and a flask in the other. Yes, I too have known these train yards at night. The arrow full of awe registered at metallic power as the trains began to move. The 50 years frozen my grandfather spent in this place, building up severance pay, seniority, and indifference to himself, holding down food, drink, and the dirt of his existence with an effort, scrapping his ironclad dreams for a 10-cent an hour raise, choosing bread for the table over breath for the soul, milk for the baby over honey for the spirit. Yes, I too have known these train yards at night, but I will never know them as my grandfather does. I too have known the train yards at night, known the cold mountains of steel sleeping on tracks like wino engineers, the light piercing darkness in neon mumbles. I forgot, I'm sorry, I blew it. I too have known the train yards at night, known the cold mountains of steel sleeping on the tracks like wino engineers, the light piercing darkness in neon mumbles, the eerie bull making his rounds with a flashlight in one hand and a flask in the other. Yes, I too have known the train yards at night, known the thrill of meeting a forbidden lover in this clandestine cave. The arrow full of awe registered at metallic power as the trains began to move. The 50 years frozen my grandfather spent in this place, building up severance pay, seniority, and indifference to himself, holding down food, drink, and the dirt of his existence with an effort, scrapping his ironclad dreams for a 10-cent-an-hour raise, choosing bread for the table over breath for the soul, milk for the baby over honey for the spirit. Yes, I too have known the train yards at night, but I will never know them as my grandfather does.
They will be involved in it when they become adults. And they will be part of history, maybe in a little way, and maybe in a larger scale. We never know, do we?
So he began to cry.
Look at those great big blue teardrops.
And he changed.
He changed. I wonder what that means. Does that make you want to turn this page to see what...
His skin was coming off.
His skin was coming off. We know about that, don't we?
He was a monarch butterfly, and he had lots of friends.
Isn't that a wonderful story? Do you like
At an age when most children are just learning to read, Donna Hoptick's first graders are not only reading books, they're writing them as well.
He was scared.
He was scared. He's trembling. Look, his little feet are moving.
Donna uses the dreams, the ideas, the experiences of these children to teach them to read and write at a level far beyond their age.
A circus. She's going to do a... We start journals like this because we just want the kids to feel comfortable with writing, and that we want them to know that we're not looking for spelling. We're looking for all those wonderful ideas they have up here that they can put on paper. And so their journals are there for them just to use and enjoy. And then we start the writing. And we are using all the terminology, rehearsing, editing. By the end of the year, they really are experts. They really think they are, and they are. And so we start their stories, and they're very simple and basic, and some of them will start on the wrong side and go backwards, and they're writing the words up and down and around and that kind of thing. But we're still looking for lots of things, and we're making them feel important about themselves. You're going to see how close you came.
The approach to writing Donna uses is called personal narrative writing. This program represents a significant change from traditional approaches to the teaching of writing.
3 years ago, they sent me to New Hampshire to watch the program in action. I was really skeptical because I had been told first graders started writing stories at the beginning in September, and I kind of laughed and chuckled, but I thought, I'll go. I was ready for something new, and I saw it work. It was shocking. It was wonderful, and came back really excited. And the district has given, they gave me support and said, hey, if you want to try it, we're behind you. So here I am. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
It's just changed my whole approach to teaching in all the subject areas, not just writing. I guess I'm giving them a lot more of a chance for them to express themselves in everything we're doing here.
Donna's success has encouraged parents to become involved. Mrs. Martin types the finished stories. Other parents bind the typed pages into books, which are then placed in the school library. These parents are here because they have seen a change in their children at home.
Well, it has just really brought excitement at home with writing books. It's given them a chance to really express their ideas. They have a lot of good ideas, and lots of times it's hard for them to express them. And by writing books, they can put it down on paper and have it published into a real library book, and it really gives them a thrill. And it makes them want to make an effort to read and write and, you know, properly put it together.
My son began reading better almost instantly, and it's noticeable this year. His reading level is very good. He enjoys writing. He enjoys reading. He's continued this on his own, even outside of the classroom.
Outside on the school's playground, a measure of this program's success can be seen. For Donna's first graders would rather write than play. The love of language they have learned in school is a special gift, one that will remain with them for the rest of their days.
Some people don't like other people because of their religious beliefs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Some people don't like other people because of the color of their skins. Wow. What color am I?
Red.
Not my blouse, my skin, Shonda. What color am I? Brown. Okay, do you like me?
At Hutchison Elementary School in Atlanta, foreign students are learning not only the language of our country, but the culture as well. Teacher Jean Ash provides students with intensive English lessons covering a variety of subjects to help them deal with their new surroundings.
I tell them what you can say, what you can hear and understand, you can say. What you say, you can read, and what you read, you can write. So we try to incorporate all of these skills into a set lesson. If you were to give me one page, that one page could be one lesson that could last a week, because there is so much involved in that one page. Say it again. Vaughn?
Vaughn, have you seen my notebook?
Everybody. We try to place them in materials that will challenge them, but that will not frustrate them. If the students need any type of help with the content area, math, science, or social studies, then my assistant teachers, Mr. Siv, who is from Cambodia, who speaks Khmer, or Miss Nguyen, who's from Vietnam, who speaks Vietnamese, then tutors that student in his language.
I feel that if they don't know how to speak and they don't educate themselves, it's very difficult to live in this country.
I feel it's very, very important that many techniques are used with a student.
Push.
Push, that's right. All right? Number 3, 2 boats were lying along a wharf. Vaughn? My biggest joy is having a student come into my class, being limited in his English speaking ability, and then ask me his first question. That's a joy. Everybody, festivals.
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 Connected.
Connected.
Festivals.
Festivals.
What is a simple predicate? The future is whatever they make it. Because if they have a structured program and they apply themselves, given the educational opportunities, they can soar.
In St. Cloud, Minnesota, 48 handicapped students are part of a mainstreaming program at Westwood Elementary School.
There's the role models of being in the mainstream. There's just the natural interactions with people that they're going to encounter every day of their life. They're not going to be shut in closets anymore. They need to be out and be around people and see people, and the most logical place to do it is in a school setting.
Bye, Dana.
When the East Wing addition to the school first opened in 1977, the students at Westwood had to be gradually introduced to their new classmates.
They hadn't been exposed to them before. Many of them had never seen a handicapped individual. So we did a lot of things with bringing in movies, going up and talking to the children before we introduced them to our own students.
For 1 or 2 hours each day, the handicapped students are paired with the regular students for a class or other activity. The children seem to understand the reason for this special buddies program.
So I'm gonna push.
Because they're not able to do all the things that we are, and all the teachers can't be with every one of them, and they like having kids around their own age instead of always having an adult with them.
Yeah, buddies.
As far as the mainstream students, I think they become more aware of differences in people. They aren't afraid of people with handicaps, which I think was the case some years back. You saw somebody that looked different than you or was in a wheelchair or something, and it was a kind of a fear reaction, and we don't see that here.
What are you making? Cake? For everybody? For everybody? Even for the camera? Everybody can.
Like lots of times you see them out at Crossroads because they're less with their teachers. The teachers take them out there and you stop and talk to them to say hi. That means a lot to them. It means a lot to me too.
3 years ago, I had a first grader, and he was just a real special buddy. He liked all of our kids, but he had one particular friend. He came up to us one day after his particular buddy time and said, you know, I really wish I could trade places with Andy so he could learn how to walk for a day. And it just broke my heart. I almost started crying. I mean, talk about neat understanding. This particular little boy that was his buddy does not walk. He crawls on the floor and is unable to support himself in weight bearing, and he wanted to trade places so Andrew could have the chance to walk like he did. And that, to me, is what it's all about.
Coming up next, Inside Your Schools takes a look at New York's state of education. A lot of people in our schools are helping kids to learn. You may not know their faces or recognize their names, but to the child, they're like a second family. The school family, including secretaries, nurses, teacher aides, custodians, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and many others. One member of that family drives a school bus and shepherds children from home to school every school day.
I'm a bus driver, but I'm also the first person that my handicapped children meet in the morning. And how I react to their moods is very important. It determines what kind of a day they have. If they come out crying and upset or crabby, it's part of my job to turn that around before they get to the teacher. The secretaries, they're involved in the programs and with the teachers. We need their help also. Custodians and food workers, they all play a big part.
People in her community recognize the important job she performs, and recently they said so, officially, by honoring her through a local television station's Community Service Award.
Shirley Gates has been driving school buses for the past 15 years. But there's a lot more to what the 60-year-old grandmother from New Lebanon does that you'll never find in any job description.
Just that overdoing more than she has to, and with each of the children.
It was a fact. It wasn't a threat. I've stopped the boy from running away. I get them on the bus in the morning, whether they want to go or not, by annoying the neighbors with the horn, but they get on.
They are disabled children from Rensselaer, Columbia, and Greene counties. Shirley admits that sometimes she's had to get strict with her kids, but 11-year-old Nathan Chara of East Greenbush will tell you she's been a big help.
They keep me out of trouble.
17-year-old Chris Aldridge of New Lebanon is another.
When she helped me straighten out, talking to me and stuff like that,
you know, and I would tell her my problems and stuff like that.
We work with special children, and I think it takes a special kind of person. You have to have a lot of love to give, and patience. These children welcome all the love that they can get. They look forward to it. It helps make their day a little happier. And I never let a child leave my bus without saying, have a happy day. And then asking them when they get back on the bus what kind of a day they did have. And when I can see them come out just as happy as I sent them in, then I feel good.
Schools have changed a lot in the last few years, but the basics remain the same. An effort to reach for people's special strengths, giving them the best education we can to live up to their potential. That's a commitment from the teachers and other school employees in the New York State United Teachers. But the job doesn't end in the school. It takes you and us working together to help New York to learn.
The women's basketball team at Richwood High School in Peoria, Illinois, is ranked #1 in the state. But times have changed.
I can remember when I was in high school, just, a group of us, just talking about it, and, I think the big statement was I'd give anything to have a chance to play.
Although team coach Mary Kay Hungate grew up the daughter of a basketball coach, it took an act of Congress to put her on the courts.
They actually didn't do anything about it until they were forced to by Title IX, and up until then they just felt that girls just shouldn't play basketball. Well, any interscholastic sports. We could have the GAA programs and intramurals, but you could not compete among schools. And at that point, it was actually the Illinois High School Association had a rule in their books that said any school that allowed any girls to compete interscholastically, their boys' teams would be ineligible. So it was just not allowed.
At team practice after school, Coach Hungate does more than just prepare her players for the next game.
If it wasn't for her, I don't think I would be where I am today. She's responsible for the type of player I am and the type of person that I am. So I guess I owe her a lot.
I don't want to be known as like a jock or something, and I try to, keep femininity when I'm not playing. But when I'm playing, that's all that matters at the time. So then you can just work your hardest, and if that means being rough and tough, then that's the way it's got to be.
Good job, Em. Nice pass. Come on now, defense, let's go.
Because for a lot of us, this is going to be our last season together. And so we want to end it on a good note, and that would be winning the state championship again.
After the Olympics and everything, the women's team got so much recognition. I think that has plus drawn more people to the college games, which is great. So I think that if people keep becoming more aware of how really excellent athletes girls can develop to be, then I think that the sport can, all women's sports can move forward and be a lot better.
Let's go!
While many teachers have a lasting effect on their students, few are honored in the way retired Boston music teacher Helen Berry Smith was honored recently, with a special concert given by 5 former students, the Alston Five, as they called themselves 30 years ago. The performance was held in Somers, New York, with the help of the Putnam Concert Society.
We thought of the 3 most professional musicians that she taught, Harold Fleming, Bill Muloff, of course, and Midhat Servaji. Harold's with American Ballet Theater, and Midhat's with the Metropolitan Opera, and Richard's the president of this concert society. Plus, he's played cello with several symphony orchestras and with the American Ballet Theater.
I think one of us said, hey, what do you think about this idea? And we just, there it was.
I was thrilled, and I can't imagine how they synchronized the whole thing without me knowing about it.
The common thread that is with the people here today has been music, but her relationship with her students has gone far beyond music. She was involved in everybody's life. She gave Harold his clarinet. Today, Harold is playing the Mozart Clarinet Concerto for her.
You would play something and she would look at you and she would say, God, that's really beautiful. Just by her response to what you did, she would make you feel that you were the most important thing alive. And that was a real genius of her.
It was fun. It wasn't a cut and dried discipline group. It was just a pleasant time we had to practice.
Many of us know teachers that have made an impact on our life. I can think of a few. And nobody ever says anything to them. And we got a lot from our teachers. And Helen Barry is not the only one, but she certainly is one of them.
She showed us to the magic. Music and art is like a drug. When you come close to it and you touch the true meaning of it, you're a disciple of it all your life. And she did that for us. She gave us that, which is a gift that most people cannot give. And for that, we never, ever forgot her.
Don't you like me?
Not really.
I hear you drew a picture of me.
Who told you?
I hear it's pretty funny. May I see it? Please.
Okay.
Remember that one teacher who saw something in you? Helped you see something in yourself?
You've got some talent.
It's still happening. The New York State United Teachers.
Want to see Mr. Baxter?
The people who help New York to learn.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this look at some of the finer teachers our public schools have to offer. Perhaps it's helped you to remember the magic created by a special teacher in your past. We know Kristen McAuliffe will be remembered not only by her students, but by all of us. As Henry Adams once said, a teacher affects eternity. She can never tell where her influence stops. The American Federation of Teachers has set up a scholarship fund at Bowie State College in Maryland, where Miss McAuliffe received her master's degree. Tax-deductible contributions can be sent to the McAuliffe Scholarship Fund in care of American Federation of Teachers, 555 New Jersey Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C., 2001. For Inside Your Schools, this is Steve Allen. Thank you for watching.
Inside Your Schools is brought to you by the members of the American Federation of Teachers and New York State United Teachers who live and work in your community. On the next Inside Your Schools, we'll take a special look at some of our nation's excellent teachers in tribute to teacher astronaut Krista McCullough. We'll visit the classroom of an innovative social studies teacher in New York and attend a concert honoring a Boston music teacher remembered after 30 years. Watch for Inside Your Schools on this channel.